So, a few months ago, I reviewed the Mini Cooper Electric, and whilst it is a Mini, it isn't really a true Mini like what it used to be. Also, you may not want an electric car yet. Well, Mini has you covered. This is the petrol version of the new Mini Cooper, based on the older F55 and F56 generation models with its same characteristics. Is this one any good? Well, let's find out. Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Cars and More. This is the #1 place to be for car news and reviews. Sit back, buckle up, let's go. So let's start with the styling then, and what I do want to say at the start is that everything is different apart from the doors and the roof and the structure of the car from the previous generation. This means we get a whole new front end, but this time it retains the classic clamshell bonnet and the headlight surrounds too. The headlights are new though, but they suit this Mini much better. The grille is different than before, and on this John Cooper Works model it looks aggressive and properly like a Mini. We also get some side vents like the older Minis too. Unfortunately no, we don't get a bonnet scoop like before, but I can live without that. Overall though, it does look like a Mini. Moving around to the side, and the overall design is like the previous generation Mini. To start with, we get these gloss black plastics on the wheel arches and lower sill, but they can also be matte black too on the lower trim levels. We also get some proper door handles, which I prefer, but we do get some new door mirrors which now house the indicators. The wheel designs are all new but are still unmistakably a Mini design. Moving around to the back, and this is where I am not sure of the design. Now, I don't mind it, but it doesn't feel like a true Mini, and the older design did work better. Just look at the convertible version for example. It has the old layout on the new generation Mini and it just works. We get these triangle style taillights that I don't think really make this car look like a Mini, and are connected with this black bar with the Cooper lettering on it. I do think having the older design which Mini has had since the classic Mini would have looked much better and even more modern, and maybe less Chinese looking. It just looks a bit fake to me. The bumper design though is okay, but I don't like the centrally mounted exhaust on this John Cooper Works model. Now you may be thinking that it's just because it has one exhaust, but there is actually two still. The other one is hidden underneath the rear bumper, and this is for emissions reasons and because the old engine had two before, so it still needs two now. Now just show the two exhausts and it would have looked much better and classical too. Overall then, not too bad, but it could be better. Right, let's have a look and see what engine and gearbox options you can have with the new Mini Cooper. So, the engine lineup consists of 3 models. Let's start with the first one. This is called the C, and this uses a 1.5 litre turbo petrol unit producing 154 brake horsepower, and this sends its power through a 7-speed automatic gearbox powering the front wheels. This can do 0 to 62 in 7.7 seconds, which is quite good for a base model and will most likely be the most popular option. The next version is called the S, and this uses a 2 litre turbo petrol unit producing 201 brake horsepower, and this can do a 0 to 62 time of just 6.6 seconds. And again, the power is sent through to the front wheels through a 7-speed automatic gearbox. The final version is the one we have here today on test, and this is the John Cooper Works version, and this uses the same 2 litre turbo petrol engine from the S, but the power has been increased to 228 brake horsepower. This reduces the 0 to 62 time down yet again to 6.1 seconds, but the power is still sent through the same 7-speed automatic gearbox to the front wheels. Now, unfortunately, there isn't an option for a manual gearbox anymore, which is a big shame, especially on the John Cooper Works model. The price of the new Mini Cooper starts at £25,265. Right, let's have a look at the interior to see what that's like. So, climbing inside the new Mini Cooper, and we get an all new interior compared to the previous generation, and it is also very similar to the electric version too. To start with, we get this low down and very minimalistic and open dashboard, just like the classic Mini, and we also get some bright colours, but too that we haven't seen before on a Mini. To start with, we get this big central 9.4 inch OLED circular screen which runs the latest BMW iDrive OS 9. This means Mini owners can finally have Android Auto. Now, this screen houses your instrument cluster too, just like a Tesla, and I am okay with this as older Minis did have this design before. The infotainment system can be a bit laggy at times and a bit confusing to use, but once you have it set up it does work quite well. You also can use the usual voice assistant called Spike, which is a little dog. Sadly though, just like the electric model, the climate controls are on the screen and are very fiddly to use. Moving down though, we get a row of 5 toggles. These are your volume control dial, driving modes, of which there are 8 of them, and you also get your fake key, which is your start stop switch, and next to that you get your gear selector and your parking brake button too. Just below this you also have a few essential buttons like your front windscreen defroster. The centre console is very minimalistic and open, but it is quite practical, and there are also a few storage options in it too. In front of the driver, I would recommend opting the heads up display so you have the speed still in front of you. And the steering wheel is an all new design which is very minimalistic, which I do quite like. What I'm not sure of now are these mismatch indicator stalks. Again, just like the electric model, they just look a bit silly. It's a bit like one company designed one whilst another company designed the other one. Finally, on this John Cooper Works model we get these sporty front seats which are very supportive and do look great. Sadly though, there isn't much customisation like before, which would have been nice to have. Right, let's have a look at the back seats. So, climbing into the back, and surprise surprise, the legroom and headroom isn't the best. I mean, I'm 6'2" and I could just about do a short journey, but it wouldn't be pleasant. There isn't much storage in the back either, and there are quite a lot of cheap plastics in the back. But this could be because Mini knows that not many people will use the back seats. Really though, if you do want to use the back seats in a Mini Cooper, then the 5-door would be the much better option if you want a small, practical Mini. Right, let's have a look and see what the boot is like. So, opening the boot to the new Mini Cooper, and you don't expect a big amount of space as it is a small car. Well, on this model, you actually get a smaller boot than the previous generation. Specifically 1 litre less at 210 litres. It is still very usable for your weekly shop, just not a family road trip, no. If you fold the seats down, then this does increase to 725 litres, which is somehow 6 litres less than before, but we'll look past that. So, in summary then, what do I think of the new Mini Petrol Cooper? Well, it is definitely better than the electric version, and it is more classical styling too. But the latest technology and design have really pushed it more upmarket. I do wish though the rear end design was slightly better, and I also wish there was a manual version, but apart from that it is still unmistakably a Mini, and it is still relevant today, and for the price it isn't too bad either. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.